You're listening to Speaking Stellar Girl with Teri and Kaela, an interview series that inspires women to live their most stellar life. Teri is the co-founder of the Stellar Girl movement, and she is sitting down with women all over the world to hear about the key moments in their lives and how they live boldly, compassionately, and ultimately became a stellar girl.
Welcome to Speaking Stellar Girl. I'm your host, Teri and Kaela, and I'm thrilled today to have Kaela Gedda joining me. Kaela is an ontological life coach who dances in possibility every chance she gets. At the age of 25, she decided that fine wasn't going to cut it. So she left corporate America to liberate her soul and support other entrepreneurs to do the same. She coaches her clients to live into their wildest visions, to make a six-figure plus income as a result. She's a hustler, a jet setter, and is ready to share her wealth code with all of us. So looking forward to hearing your stellar girl story. Kaela, welcome.
Hi, Teri. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm thrilled that you're here. I was honored to get to know you these past few months, and I'm excited.
Me too. This feels like it's months in the making, and now we're here to celebrate.
To celebrate, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. To sparkle up our lives together.
Yeah, no one can see my sparkles because of my nice winter sweater today, but I'm wearing them.
Well, it's a little chilly. Every day I wear mine. I don't know. Yep. I put it on and it makes me happy, and it's an instant mood booster.
Every day I wear them. I love it.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that. So on that, let's have our listeners hear a little bit more about your background, why you decided to escape corporate America and dive right into your passion.
Thank you. So I was 25 years old and I had just learned about how much debt I had from student loans and medical bills. And it was over $100,000. And so I was working in a job that was fine. I was happy-ish. But what I saw is that I was making my income, receiving my salary, paying the minimum on all my student loans and medical bills, buying groceries, paying rent, and having like maybe enough for a nail appointment every month left over. And I thought to myself, this is not how I want my life to look. I didn't think that this is where I was going to be. And so while I am really grateful for all of the things I do have, I only feel fine. And it was really deflating to notice that I'm resigning for the rest of my life to being fine. And so I had that kind of come to Jesus moment with myself where I said, okay, Kaela, you have a choice here. Which life do you choose? That's something I repeated to myself again and again and again. Which life do you choose? And I tapped into my purpose, my passion, and took the leap. I got the training, got the certifications, and took the leap to live a life that is incredible instead of fine.
I love it. I love it because you want an incredible life. We want to live an amazing life because if we are not in a job that we're passionate about, then our job will be stressful. If we're passionate about our job is fun. Our job, we want to work, right? We're not going to settle for that fine mentality, right?
And I wanted everyone around me to live an incredible life. That was my dream, is that everyone had an incredible life. And so then I thought, well, why not me?
Why not you? Yeah. Like we always talk about, like life is happening for you, not to you.
Yes.
And then
it's happening right now.
Right now. Yeah, absolutely. And we forget about that. We don't live in the now. We live in like maybe a what if mentality sometimes, or we build ourselves up for what's going to happen in 3 hours, or, oh my gosh, my to-do list. I'm like, everyone's got a to-do list. Like that's not, we all have work, we all have deadlines. And if you just check it off and you don't worry about the next 3 hours, you just live right now, live in the present.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I want to talk about something very important that you are an expert on, and I've heard you speak about it, and it was extremely inspiring to me. I think, I don't want to generalize, but in general, women are uncomfortable talking about their finances, talking about their wealth, talking about wanting to make more money, or if they're successful, apologizing for making more money, or not owning their income, or asking even for more. So you have something called a wealth code.
Yeah.
And I would love for you to teach, share, and educate all of us on that.
Amazing. And I want to start by saying, Teri, that I so agree with you that what we're taught in society is money should be taboo. Money should be hush hush. Don't be in debt because there's going to be a judgment about that. And don't make too much. And if you do make a lot, don't let people know that you make a lot. Just be humble. That's really the message that is pervasive in society. Just this morning, I was working out at Pure Barre, the boutique fitness studio I go to. And I said to my longtime friend, she's a former client, I said, hey, I saw you commented on my post in my Facebook group around, I asked people to share the declaration of money that they're committed to receiving at this year. And I was like, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And she said, I felt kind of like silly, like it was more than what other people had shared. And I was nervous to say that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there it is. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I just thanked her, like, thank you for living your truth. Thank you for owning that for you publicly, because money is just energy. It doesn't mean anything about who we are. And it's important when we can be in that conversation without all of the feelings like shame, blame, guilt that ought possibly to have.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we apologize for buying this or going on this trip or, but it should be, we should be bold about it. And it's not boastful, right? And the way we talk about it is respectful. It's not bragging. It's owning your success, owning your worth, and achieving that fierce self-love to be able to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, money is just an energy. Money is neutral. The money that we have or don't have doesn't mean anything about us. And if we can get that our worth is completely disconnected from money, well, then we can actually have a relationship with money that feels good.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. So explain to me like the wealth code info. Give it to me.
So a wealth code is something that I created based on another training that I had done. I was like, okay, I get this, but it still seems complicated. It seems like the average person couldn't just pick it up after hearing a couple things about it. Okay. So then I created the wealth code. And so here's what a wealth code is. Your wealth code is your personal recipe for how you relate to yourself and to money based on 8 energetic ingredients. And what's important to know is that there is no one right wealth code. Wealth codes are not one size fits all. It's not like, well, these are the good wealth codes to have, and these are the hard ones.
Okay.
The places that we actually get stuck is in that's a right way to do money. And I don't know about you, Teri, but that's certainly what I was taught. Like, if you read this book and do money exactly like this, then you're going to get it right. I wasn't doing that. And so I felt wrong in it.
Okay. So how did you shift?
Okay. So what I did is I learned what is my personal recipe for how I can be in relationship with first myself and then with money in a way that feels true and empowering to me. And that's what we can do right here, right now together. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. So everyone can do this. I'm going to read you 8 energies. They're just 8 words. I'm going to give them to you in alphabetical order. And I want to invite you to write them down, and then you're going to order them, put a 1 through 8. What you want to do is order them your highest priority to your lowest priority for you. Just make sure that you're not thinking that there's a right or wrong way to do this. Okay. You really just want to do, this is what mine are. Okay. So here they are in alphabetical order. Okay. Accomplishment.
Okay.
Celebration.
I love that word.
Connection.
Okay.
Generosity. Pleasure. Possibility. Respect. And transformation. So now what you're going to do is you want to go through this list and assign number 1 through 8 to each one of these. 1 is that you say, this is my number 1 priority in life, all the way down to 8. We're not saying that 8 isn't a priority for you. Okay. These are all priorities. This is just your lowest of your highest priorities. Okay. So you want to go ahead and go through, and I'll just share that my top 3, we really want to pay attention to our top 3. Okay. My top 3 are pleasure, celebration, and possibility.
Okay.
Teri, do you know what your top 3 are?
100%.
Yeah. What are they?
Mine's possibility.
Yeah.
Celebration and generosity.
Amazing. And listeners, you could have something totally different. Yours could be respect, transformation, and connection. It can be any order. Remember that there's no one right wealth code.
Okay.
The reason that we get stuck is because maybe someone would look at my wealth code or Teri's or Dave Ramsey's or whoever and say, oh, well, that person values that and they make money, so I should value that too. But what your wealth code does is it says, actually, this is your recipe. So I like to think about it like this. If I gave us 8 ingredients to make a marinara sauce, like I could give us tomatoes, basil, onions, garlic, etc. Teri, you and I would have different priorities of what ingredients we want to pay attention to. Like maybe I would say slowly roasting the tomatoes is the most important ingredient. And you might say fresh picked basil is the most important.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can use the same ingredients and have different recipes. And both of our recipes are going to work and be delicious so long as we honor ours. But if I try to make your recipe, it probably won't work for me. And so what your wealth code says is honor your code, honor your recipe. And we can actually make money, save money, invest money in a way that feels really empowering to us when we do it in alignment with personal wealth code.
So when we have these 8, and I just shared my top 3, you shared your top 3, and then we list the others.
Yes.
So when we have this list and we have it numerically figured out, then what do we do with it? How do we apply this wealth code into our daily life?
Great question. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 answers. The first easy answer is that you start to feel into, what do these energies mean for me? Like for me, pleasure is my number 1. So I think about, what does pleasure really mean? And how would it look if I honored pleasure in almost every decision that I make, especially around money? So I start to make decisions not about something else, but what will bring me pleasure in here? So you want to start to make decisions for yourself and for money that honor your wealth code. And so for you, you just get to decide, what do the energies mean for me? And then the second thing, I know that people are like, okay, but tell me how to do that. Like actually walk me through what that's like. Okay. So I do have a PDF of 88 ways, and I'll just give you the whole list. So Teri, you tell me if you want me to give it to you, and you can link it. I can say they can text me and I'll send it over to them. What do you think is easiest?
I think they should be, because we are about purposeful promotion. I believe that I am here doing this podcast to serve you and to serve your business, and so that our listeners get as much as they can if they want to connect with you. So I think they need to go and contact you. So please tell them how to do that. And I'll make sure that it's also all linked when we promote it.
Okay. So here's what you can do. This is my business number. It works through an app, but it's really me, the human, doing it. So you text the app and then it's me, the real human behind the scenes, who's going to send you a text.
Okay.
So you can text the word wealth, WEALTH. When you text me wealth, I'm going to see it on the app and I'll know you want the list of 88 ways to play with your wealth code. And you text the word wealth to the phone number, 920-282-6613.
Okay.
And then I'll just send you back the PDF. And then you'll have a list of, there's 11 ways for each of the energies in your wealth code. And so just every day you pick a new one and you're like, okay, let me play with it now. And you're going to start to learn how to play and embrace your wealth code.
Okay. So if you're driving while you're listening to this, if you're on your Apple or your Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from, and you did not get that number written down because you're driving, I will make sure that it's on the promotion. Yes. When you talk about the episode, so you can go back to your Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever your podcast, and that phone number will be on there with the code wealth to text Kaela, and she will give you the PDF to unlock your 88 ways of possibilities on how to unlock your wealth code. That is amazing. I thank you for that. That is a beautiful gift that you are sharing with all of us.
Thank you. It's so fun. And I have had countless women, men, and humans tell me this is a game changer. This is so powerful, because for the first time, I stopped looking at the shame that I had around how much debt I had or how much money I made or the way that I value connection or generosity or respect, and actually see how it's one of my greatest strengths. And that's what I want for you.
And I love that you own your greatest strengths.
Yeah.
Because we all have different ones. We all are. And the fact that you you talk about money and are confident about money, that's an accomplishment within itself. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So thank you for that, sharing that. Okay. So apart from that, you are an ontological life coach. So please explain what that word means to those of us who do not know, and what other services you offer with your business, so that all of us can learn.
Amazing. So ontology is the study of being. So as an ontological life coach, I work with my clients behind the scenes of their business to look at who we're being as humans.
Okay.
Most of my clients are soulful entrepreneurs and leaders. And so while they have goals, they want their business to make an impact for their clients. They want their business to make money. They want to serve more clients. They want to write best-selling books. All of the goals that we have, behind the scenes, there's a human that's showing up. And so we pay attention to who we are in the human level and the way that we're embracing our wholeness, all the parts of us, so that our business can come along for the ride and support us, be profitable in supporting us to live our dream lives, funding our dream lives, rather than thinking we have to try to prove ourselves or effort. And once we have enough money, then we can live a really good life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
We serve clients in a variety of different ways. If you want to connect with me, you can definitely connect with me on social at Kaela Gedda. It's KAELAGEDDA, or at Rise Leadership Circle. And there is a seat on the bus for everyone. We support people who are just getting started and I'm dipping my toe in entrepreneurship and leadership, all the way to our clients that are working on they're working on multi-seven figures and everywhere in between. And we do it through a variety of, we have masterminds, we have one-on-one, and we focus on specific short-term immersion experiences. So for example, coming up in November, we are leading a 3-week experience on right now revenue generation. And because we believe that we don't have to wait until January to start a new revenue goal, that we can have it right now.
And in addition to all of that, you also do retreats, that you do webinars and classes, virtual events.
Yeah, there are so many ways to be connected with us.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So if you stay tuned on social media, I would highly encourage you to hop on our email list, because we do a lot of freemiums. There are premium free content that we share virtually and have awesome in-person experiences too.
And you also have a plethora of generosity givers. And maybe that I'm using a different word than you used on the webinar on Thursday or Friday, but you have sponsors that actually buy tickets for women who want to attend your events who could perhaps not be able to afford them.
Yes, it's amazing. For the last event we just did, we had 16 generosity partners. These are powerful women who said, I know the value that this event will bring and the value of being in this community. So I will purchase tickets so that other people who this is maybe their first time or they're like, I'm just not sure, can come and join. And then they also provide resources to all the attendees as a gift, which is really, really incredible. And so we try to do that for most of our big virtual events.
I love it. I absolutely. So you give back. So generosity is definitely in your wealth code.
Absolutely. It's in everyone's. It's just, where is it? Yeah.
Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's shift to something, because we at STELLARGIRL, we talk about, obviously sparkling up your life, living it up, having a good time, enjoying what you do, having fun, right?
Yeah.
So you love to travel. I always say that is one thing I will never regret spending money on. I will never regret spending money on learning a new culture, flying somewhere, whether it's across the globe or, my getting in the car and driving somewhere, an experience, right? So you recently went out to Scotland.
It was amazing. Magical.
And how long were you there?
I was there for a week. It was so awesome. We got to connect with the history, the magic that just is running through the land of Scotland, and a lot of outdoor adventures. We hiked 20 miles while we were there. We went on a half-day horseback ride up a mountain. It was amazing.
And what about the people? Because when I travel, I find that people give me hope. That's how I started STELLARGIRL, was It was like, I had this lotion on all the time. It was a do-it-yourself lotion though. It was because before I made it, it took 3 years to make. So I was just layering it on, with the iron oxide, the Aveeno lotion, the glitter, and then a setting powder. It was like this process. And then I made this lotion. But the reason why I made it is because everywhere I traveled around the world, people would actually stop me. Ladies would stop me everywhere and say, what's on your skin? What's on your skin? What's on your skin? And that's why I made it, because of other strangers complimenting me on my skin.
I get complimented on my skin wearing STELLARGIRL all the time.
I love it. See, celebrate that. I'm going to celebrate that as my win today. For sure. For
Amazing.
sure. Okay. So let me ask you one last question before we close out.
Okay.
Because I think it is so important. And we all do it in different ways. We all practice this self-celebration practice in different ways. I want to ask you, first of all, what brings you, Kaela, joy?
Okay.
And then how can we champion other women to surround themselves with like-minded, passionate women who also can elevate us all together?
Thank you. I love these questions. Okay. First, self-celebration. My morning routine is one of my favorite things. And so I wake up and I spend a couple minutes snuggling my husband and my puppies, and that feels so good.
Okay.
And then I sit in my office and I meditate and I journal and I read, and I have a really cozy space that's like filled with plants. And then I soak in an Epsom salt bath. And I just love being unplugged. I soak in a bath every single day in an Epsom salt bath. And it is so spacious and luxurious to create that space for me every single day, even before I get into my day of my workout and all the rest. I just give myself that time.
And I love that because, okay, go to the next question, because I'm going to go back to that.
So then how do we champion other women to be in these conversations, in these communities? Make invitations. If you're going somewhere awesome, if you're going to an event, if you are reading a book that you love, make an invitation for someone else to go with you, to read the book, to listen to the podcast, to buy the lotion. Make an invitation for someone else to tap into what you know. And by making that invitation, what you're saying is you belong here.
You belong here.
Yeah.
We all have space and no one is in competition because there's room for all of us to succeed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So the reason your answer about your Epsom salt bath triggered my thought of asking you this question.
Okay.
Answer this. You can think about it for a second.
Okay.
And I can answer it too. You would know me better if.
Thank you. Okay, I have my answer. So, Teri, you and I were briefly talking about human design.
Yes.
So we won't open that can of worms, but I'm a human design reader, and you would know me better if you knew that according to human design, I'm a reflector. And less than 1% of the population is a reflector. So really knowing what that means about who I am has somebody able to really understand and see me, the truth of who I am.
Amazing. I need you to do the human design on me. I know that we spoke about it.
Yeah, we'll text and get that set
up. For sure. For sure. Well, thank you for sharing your incredible journey with all of us, your story, your wealth code. And I will make sure that all of this information is all plugged in here. So when you go live next week, we will bring all of this energy and all of this amazing conversation to all of our listeners.
Thank you so much, Teri. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of new episodes. To learn more about the Stellar Girl movement, please visit us at STELLARGIRL.com.